Hello, everybody. I am coming to you with my March wrap up and my April TBR. Um, it is only the 23rd of this month, but I am not going to be able to finish another book this month. So we are just going to dive into April. I have read two books. I've read Still Beating by Jennifer Hartman. Gave this a 5-star. And I read Den of Vipers, and I gave this 5 stars. So we are going to roll a d12 instead of a d10. I mean a d20 to see how many rolls I get. And we're also going to roll a d8 for my rolls. So let's hope April is kind to me because my reading is starting to come back, and I am hoping since it's the magical readathon in April, things will start to flow. So I'm hoping to double up on some of my April my game prompts and my magical readathon prompts. So let's see how many we get, and let's get started. Okay, this is gonna see how many rolls we get. Oh boy, that is a big 10. Okay, so now we're gonna roll my d8, and last time we landed on mood read. So that is a 1. So over 400 pages. Okay, roll 1, rolled a 4, rolled a 1 and landed over 400 pages. So the book I'm going to read is Dragon Cursed. The moment you see a dragon is usually your last. Since the dragons emerged along with the scourge that ravaged our lands and people, there's only one human city that remains standing, Vengard. But the hellfire from above is nothing compared to the threat from within. For there is no worse fate than being dragon cursed. Slowly and excruciating, you'll be transformed into a mindless beast who destroys everything and everyone you love. Any of us could be tainted, any of us could be lying, any of us could be caught and killed by the authorities, and I'm terrified that I might be next. There's only one other person who might suspect my secret. He's like my shadow, following me wherever I go, part protector, part tormentor, fully annoying. Sometimes I think I am just one of the million unfathomable secrets he keeps hidden. Because Lucan definitely knows something, and if I'm dragon cursed, death might be the only mercy I get. So that is book 1. Let's go on to roll number 2 out of 10. Okay, roll 2 out of 10. That is an 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Random letter. So now we're going to come over here, and we are going to spin. And we got T. Okay, roll 2, rolled an 8, landed on random letter, and we landed on T. So the next book I am going to read is Throne of Glass. I don't need to read the synopsis for this because this series has been out for a good long while. Everybody who knows Sarah J. Maas, so I'm not going to read the synopsis of this. It's been a while since I've read the series, so I'm going to try and start with Throne of Glass and then put Assassin's Blade third and see how I like it that way. But let's get on to rule number 3 out of 10. Okay, rule 3. Another 8. So we're just gonna move this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're gonna go for library. Okay, roll 3. We landed on library, and the book I will be reading is The Final Gambit. I am not gonna explain what is gonna happen in this book because it is the third book. I have explained what the synopsis for is the final game, the Inheritance Game. So if you want to check out that synopsis, so this is the third book, and we find out what happens to Avery and the boys. So on to roll number 4. Okay. Roll 4 out of 10. We're doing good. And that is a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Another random letter. So we're going to go over here. We're going to click done. And we're going to spin. F. Okay, our fourth roll, we landed on random letter and we rolled an F. So the book that I'm going to read is 5 Brothers by Penelope Douglas. One woman learns the secret of the 5 Jaeger brothers in the new romance. Okay. On the other side of town, in the dark glades under the rain, Mason is the oldest, 31, ex-Marine. I don't think I've ever seen him smile. Army is 28, a single dad with the most beautiful green eyes. He has no idea who he is, if not a Jaeger brother. Iron will be in prison soon. You'd never think it to meet him. He's a nice guy, actually, but he can't stop reacting to everything. Dallas is the one I hate. 21, cruel and selfish. He takes and then throws away whatever's left. And Trace is mine, or he was for about 2 seconds. No one can tame him for long. Not that I ever wanted to. It was fun, but now I need to go home. Back to my side of the tracks, away from the swamp and these men. To my parents' big house on the clean street, where I'm never dirty or messy or hot, and I will. I'll leave first thing tomorrow morning. I just want to crash on the couch tonight. Their house is dark and quiet, and everyone else is asleep, except for him. He sees me crying and comes at me from behind. I let him wrap his arms around my body and hold me tightly. His breath is on my neck, his fingers are in my hair, and he doesn't stop there. I don't think it was Trace. Very tempting. So on to roll number 5 out of 10. Okay, roll 5. Another 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Series. Okay, roll number 5. We landed on series, and I will be reading The Serpent and the Wings of Night. For humans or vampires, the rules of survival are the same. Never trust, never yield, and always, always guard your heart. The adopted human daughter of the night-born vampire king, Aurea, carved her place in a world designed to kill her. Her only chance to become something more than prey is entertaining the Kajari, a legendary tournament held by the goddess of death herself. But winning won't be easy against the most vicious warriors from all 3 vampire houses. To survive, Aurea is forced to make an alliance with a mysterious rival. I'm not going to read the rest because it's, too long. So, Serpents and the Wings of Night. I've heard really good things about this book, so hopefully I will like this one. So on to roll number 6. Roll 6 out of 10. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. Know what, we're going for Stephen King. Okay, roll 6. We landed on Stephen King, and I will be reading Misery. Paul Sheldon. He's a bestseller novelist who has finally met his biggest fan. Her name is Annie Wilkes, and she is more than a rabid reader. She is Paul's nurse tending his shattered body after an automobile accident, but she is also his captor, keeping him prisoner in her isolated house. Now Annie wants Paul to write his greatest work, just for her. She has a lot of ways to spur him on. One is a needle, another is an axe, and if they don't work, she can get really nasty. I watched this movie a couple of years ago, and I really did like it. So I don't think I've ever read the book. So I will be reading this in April. On to roll number 7. Okay, roll 7. Is a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Series. Okay, our 7th roll, we landed on a series. So the book I will be reading is Demon Thief by Darren Shane. This is the second book in the Demonata. I believe every book is different. Colonel Fleck has always known he's weird. He sees lights, strange multicolored patches of light swirling through the air, but it's not until a window opens into a demon world with horrific consequences that Colonel discovers his powers. As a discipline, his mission is to haunt the viciously strong Demonata to the death. So that is the second book in the Demonata series. And let's get on to roll number 8. Okay, 8 out of 10. That is another 4. Ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Do I want dice roulette or series? You know what? Let's take a chance on dice roulette. Okay, I have my D12 and I have them all listed here. So we are going to roll this. We're going to see. I believe that is a 6. So 6 is 275 to 324. Roll 8, we landed on dice roulette, and I am going to read the third book in the Demonata by Darren Shane. It's called Slaughter. Lights, camera, slaughter. Grubbs, Grady, and his half-brother Billy are thrilled to join their uncle Dervish as on-set consultants for the newest movie by cult horror producer David A. Haim, shot in a deserted town renamed Slaughter. The demon-themed movie is to be Haim's masterpiece, But as strange incidents disrupt the set, Grubbs begins to wonder whether more than filming is afoot. So that is book 8. We are going on to roll number 9. Okay, roll 9. Is a 2. 1, 2. Thriller. Okay, roll 9. Rolled a 2. And we landed on thriller. I am going to read She Started It by Cyan Gilbert. This was on my February TBR. So if anybody wants to go check that out, the synopsis. I believe it was my February and March TBR. So please go check that out. But we are on the last and final roll. Last and final roll is a 1. Series. Okay, so last and final roll, we landed on series, and I am going to be reading City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. I don't need to read the synopsis of this. This book has been around forever, and she just keeps coming out with new Shadowhunter books. So, what was it just? Sorry. So, I don't need to read the synopsis. So, if you would like to go check that out, look it up. But, this is our last roll, so I will be back and show you the stack. Okay, here is the stack. I could not pick this up for anything because it is 10 books. So this is the books I will be reading for April. So that is the end of this video. Later I will be filming my Magical Readathon books and my Library of Dragon books that I still needed to read. So stay tuned for that, and I will see you all next time.